Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We're gonna speak about Bissouma. I do have a transfer update that is not so good. Liverpool have apparently offered an offer to Brighton, and the player is keen on the move. So Arsenal need to work as fast as possible if we are going to make that deal happen. And one of the reasons why we might actually miss out a deal written and clearly stipulated is Arsenal being so slow in this deal. So Liverpool could eventually sign the young player from Brighton. It's not the best, but anyway, before we get into the video, I want you people to share your thoughts on Saka into the England squad. Now, today Southgate will announce his last 26-man squad for England in the Euros, and there's a lot of news and stories around who should be in and who should be in. Of course, this is expected. England have a lot of talent at the moment, and for me, one of the players that is really interesting is Saka. Do you drop him? Do you take him? He's had a wonderful season, and he's a very, very versatile player. I think if England take him at the moment, it's gonna be on merit, purely on merit. First and foremost, I think he's a player that can play for you as a winger, a player that can play for you as a left back. That is how good he is. And I think this season, there are not so many teenagers that have been as good as Saka. Of course, I'll talk about the likes of young players like Foden and Mason Mount, but Saka has been absolutely, absolutely good. And I'm just thinking about it. People saying Mason Greenwood should be into the last 26-man squad, and Saka could actually miss out. But anyway, in the comment box below, tell me what you think about Saka. Do you take Saka? Do you take Mason Greenwood? If you are to select the last 26-man squad, and of course, when it comes out and Saka has missed or Saka has been included, I'll do a video and try to react to England's 26-man squad later in the day. So let us get into the video. Bissouma update. Liverpool have made that offer for the Brighton midfielder, and Bissouma is interested in taking the deal. Arsenal have been too slow in this. There is still a chance, there is still a window of opportunity to bring him at the Emirates Stadium. So that's the update we have at the moment. Arsenal could actually miss out on Bissouma to Liverpool. We've been too slow, and it only makes sense. We've really been too slow. But first and foremost, I think the rate at which we do our transfers is not new. We've done our transfers at a very slow pace. We always enjoy doing our transfers very late. Either in July or in August. That's when we shall sign in players. That's when Arsenal want to sign in players. Now, at the moment, Liverpool have already signed Konate. They are linked closely. Actually, a deal could be actually done on the next hours to sign Pats and Daka. Remember, we've been linked with both Pats and Daka and Konate. Arsenal looking for a centre back. Liverpool have actually did with the rest for Konate. We've been looking for a potential young striker, one for the future, and I think Daka is one player that has been linked with Arsenal. Liverpool are set to sign him, on a 5-year deal. So you can see the difference between Arsenal and other clubs, and for me, this is the only reason as to why we cannot actually compete with the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, City, and United. They take their transfer business as priority. They are so sharp when it comes to transfers. There is no one, absolutely no one, we can ever blame for missing out on Bissouma. No one. Brighton have done whatever possible way there is to make sure that the deal is so easy. They have lowered the price. They have come out and confirmed publicly that this deal is going to happen. They don't have a problem with the player moving on. For me, if I look at Arsenal now, jumbling, losing the player to Liverpool at any point in time, at any rate. I'm not saying he's going to sign at the moment because it's only that Liverpool have made an offer, but the player is interested. One of the things you have to understand in this deal, now which is a little bit contrary to the Buendia deal, is Brighton are desperate, very desperate, and the player is also very desperate. That's why Brighton are always reducing their price. Of course, Norwich have also reduced their prices, for the players. And of course, you can only understand them in the point of view that the economic crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic is just too much, too hard on these small teams. But Brighton are so desperate to an extent that they will take in any bid they deem good. And if Liverpool, because we know, all of us know Liverpool and the way they do their transfers, they never stall. They never stall with their transfers. Remember how they signed Jota. Remember how they signed Thiago. The moment there is genuine interest, they will sign the player. The moment they have genuine interest in the player and the player is available, they will get him. I just like the way. I envy Liverpool in the way they handled their transfers. It's just too professional, bro. Too professional. Now, I think this is gonna be an easy deal for Liverpool if genuinely they're gonna sign the player, because the links between Bissouma and Liverpool are not new. They're not in early stages. They're actually in advanced stages. As early as Arsenal being linked with Bissouma, that's when Liverpool were linked with Bissouma as well. And you do understand their point. Jadon Henderson is no longer guaranteeing them 3 years or 4 years. They need a CDM. The likes of Naby Keita, they have failed at the club. I think they'll be leaving this summer, so they need a reinforcement in that central midfield or defensive midfield area. And for me, Bissouma would be a very, very perfect player. He's very hardworking. He's somehow technical. He's just a Jurgen Klopp kind of player. But I think Arsenal should have, and we should have gone for this signing. I mean, if you look at this text, it only shows you that we've been too slow on this, and that is the only reason we are gonna miss out on the player. All the major sources, all the true sources have said we are keen on the move and we want the player. So there is nothing like Arsenal not interested in Bissouma. There's no genuine interest, apart from Fabrizio, who said he might not be Arsenal's #1 priority, but they are also keen on getting the player. It should have been done earlier than this. It should have been done earlier than this. Now there's competition at the moment. That means we need to pay even more than Liverpool, and competing with Liverpool at the moment is crazy. It's crazy competing with Liverpool on a player at the moment. If you're Arsenal, they have Champions League. They have one of the best managers in the league. Actually, they have the second best manager in the league, behind Pep Guardiola in Jurgen Klopp. With all due respect to Klopp, I think he's second to Pep. I love him so much, but I think he's second to Pep. So with all the conditions and the money, I think Liverpool will because Liverpool are this kind of team. They pay for what they want. If it's £45 million for Jota, for any player they want, they will pay it. So I think all the conditions, sorry about that, all the conditions really favor Liverpool in this deal. 100%. They favor Liverpool. What Arsenal, and I said this at the beginning of the transfer window, we have 9 days to officially open the window. But I said this as soon as the season ended. And I said transfers have begun. Arsenal is going to look for reinforcements because we need them. But one of the things that we might need to do in this window is be sharp. Honestly, that's the only way we're gonna beat clubs, at players. That's the only way. You can't compete with PSG. You can't compete with, because PSG apparently I've seen they are initiating the process to sign Achraf Hakimi, and they could sign him for 80 million euros. So that's the difference. And we've been looking at Hakimi in this transfer window. So for me, the difference is, Arsenal have to do in this summer is, how do you act quickly? If we do not act quickly, we can't beat off competition from the big boys. They have Champions League, they have the money, they have so many things. The little advantage we had as a club, in my case, was we were qualifying for Europe for 25 consecutive fucking years. So what that means is, all the time, all the moment, you can attract a player on the basis that you're taking them from a team that doesn't have UEFA football, and you're attracting them to a club that has UEFA football, be it Europa League or Champions League. Now, what's happening at the moment shows you that Arsenal are done for. Please do smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure you don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any story and any update. And I'll speak to you in the next one.